Well, rates are finally heading south. It might not be as fast as we'd like, but we are seeing trends in the right direction, which means
Mhm.
more and more customers are going to enter the phase where they should be considering a refi, looking to cut costs, looking to access equity in their house, whatever the case may be. Welcome to another episode of Pure Perspectives. I'm Clark Alexander here in California. I'm with Willis Richardson. He's down in Texas. How we doing, Willis?
Doing great. Doing great.
Good, good. A reminder to everybody to, as the kids say, smash that like button and leave us a
Mhm.
comment. We always appreciate the engagement. So thanks so much. All right, Willis.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about the truth about refinancing, right? Where activities picking up. People that maybe purchased in the last handful of years might be sitting on rates north of 7. It's now
Mhm.
getting to the point where they're entertaining, and our message to them is get your mortgage plan together, right? Let's
Right.
talk about it early. Let's understand where it makes the most sense. But let's talk about you know some of the things you need to be aware of or thinking about. So refinance is always marketed as a money saver,
Right.
but how do we know what's the best guidance we can give customers on when it makes sense to do so?
Yeah. So historically, people have thought as long as your rate is a percent lower
Hmm.
than what you currently have. So you're at 7.5 and rates are, you can refi at 6.5. Historically, that's been kind of the idea is if you can save a percentage point on your rate, it's probably a good time to refinance. And that's exactly true. I think that still holds a lot of water
Yep.
is that if you can go down 1 percentage point, you're in a good place to refinance. But a better way to look at that is how long does it recoup in how much you're saving each month? How long does it take to recoup the cost of what it took to refinance? And kind of a good rule of thumb is it's a good time to refinance if you can recoup your costs in 12 to 24 months.
Okay.
It's a great time to refinance if you can recoup it in under 12 months. Doing one right now where they're recouping it in 10 months, saving a few $100s a month, and their closing costs are under $3,000. So, because what sometimes happen is people are like, well, I can buy down the rate a full point.
Right.
Well, how much is it costing you to buy that down, and how much more is that allowing you to save? Those are the questions that you really want to get with a loan officer, mortgage professional to go over to see does it. Yeah, you can get to that 1%, and there are lenders out there that'll take advantage of that, but it might take 48 months for you to recoup that cost of refinancing because you spent 2 points to buy down the rate to get it down one whole point. So you really want to look at it more than just 1% lower, and I'm good to go.
Yeah, and the back of napkin math that Willis is referring to here is, what is the savings in monthly payment that the new rate
Hmm.
applies, that the new rate would
Hmm.
allow for, and then what is the cost to get that
Right.
rate, right? What is the cost
Right.
of refinancing, closing costs, if there are points, what have you? Dividing those numbers will give
Hmm.
you the number of months it takes to recoup that cost to get that rate
Yep.
in savings of your monthly payment. So if
Hey,
you're saving 10 grand, if it's going to cost you 10 grand and you're saving $200 a month, it works out pretty simple math. You can see how many months it'll take to
mhm,
recoup. So the other factor is how long do you plan on being in the home, right? If this is your forever
exactly.
home, your appetite for, more months to recoup that cost might be higher than if you're like, I
Hmm.
don't know, we might be out of this house in
Right.
2 years. It might not make sense. So to
Well,
Willis's point, it's a good time to talk to a loan officer and have them figure that out for you.
right, exactly. And you have to look at different aspects of the loan too. Part of the part of the deal is if you're refinancing towards the end of the year and you have taxes coming due, they're
Yep.
going to have to collect almost a full year of taxes in most cases
Very good
so that
point.
they can pay the tax bill in 12 months. That's not an actual cost,
Yeah.
right? So that's not a cost. You're actually going to get reimbursed from your old escrow account where your mortgage has been. So it's not a cost. What we're looking at as costs is origination fees, appraisal if an appraisal is needed, and title fees. Those
Yep.
are really the costs that you have to look at. So, a better place of where those costs should be is somewhere between $2,000 and $4,000 probably. On a larger loan that might go up 3 to 5,000,
Yep.
just because your title fees go up based on the loan amount. Your points are higher on a loan amount. I mean, it's the same point, but it's a percentage of the loan amount. So those go up. But that's a good rule of thumb of a place to be when you're thinking about costs for refinance. But the bottom line, if you're going to escrow, might be a larger number there too. Your cash to close for doing that refinance might get up to $10,000 if they had to collect $8,000 in property taxes.
Yep.
That's not all states. That's Texas though, for sure.
Yeah.
The property taxes can get pretty high. So
Yeah, and we can build the loan estimate, to really
mhm,
understand what those costs are going to be, and I think part of the mortgage plan is figuring out where you need to be rate wise, but also what's the timing look
mhm,
like? What timing makes the most sense? If you are in Texas, you got to factor this in from a tax perspective.
mhm,
I guess hidden cost is always the question
mhm.
we get, right? Hey, like I'm understanding the rate, I'm understanding the closing fees. Like what else am I not understanding? What are the hidden costs that are going to get applied here at the closing table? What guidance should we give homeowners as far as looking out for hidden costs that might be avoidable?
So the big thing is don't use a cost estimator sheet from a lender. Have them generate a loan estimate for you, because a loan estimate is backed by there's penalties for them changing certain numbers on a loan estimate, and so that has a little bit more teeth when you're looking at an estimate of what it's going to cost. Now, until you lock the rate, that those points for that rate are going to fluctuate.
Yep.
Lender credit for that rate is going to fluctuate. Wait until you lock the rate, but you're going to have a good idea of the services you can't shop for, which you would see in Section B. You're going to have a good understanding of title fees and a ballpark of where they're going to be. But you do get to pick your own title company. So if you have a relationship there that you want to use where you might be able to save some money, great time to do that. And then in Section A, that's where you see the points. You see if the lender is charging a in-house processing fee, and you see like underwriting fees. Those kind of fees, along with the fees in Section B, are what a specific lender brings to the table. Those fees, after you lock the loan and you get your lock loan estimate, cannot change. So there shouldn't be any surprise fees on these deals. Now, where the surprise comes in at is maybe they sent out a loan estimate and they were waiving escrows,
Yep.
and you said, "Hey, I want to collect escrows." And now instead of having a zero in that section because we don't need to collect escrows if you're waiving them, well, now you have to collect maybe 12 months of taxes and 8 months of homeowners insurance. And that, might be a
Adds up.
$10,000 line item,
Yep.
and it adds up. And
Yep.
so, like I said, you are going to get that money back when your current mortgage is paid off if you've been escrowing. So you'll get that back to kind of offset that what would some people would call a cost, but it's not really a cost. It's setting money aside so that you can pay a bill down the road, and that's what it is. But it does affect that bottom line, and that gets people. The other thing that I've seen on refinances that kind of come as a shock is sometimes people don't know what they owe on the house, and when we get the payoff, it might be $2,000 more because they've collected interest on the loan since the
Yep.
last time they looked at a statement. Those can affect your cash to close as well and your total loan amount. But once you get a locked loan estimate, there shouldn't be any hidden fees. Everyone has to disclose fees the exact same way when you get to a loan estimate. But where you get the hidden fees is when somebody's just giving you a cost sheet and it's not a true loan
Loan
estimate,
estimate.
because cost sheets don't have any teeth with them. Somebody can put whatever number they want to on there, and then once you're locked, you're never with a refinance locked into somebody. You can walk away, but a
Yep.
lot of people feel like they can't after they've locked a rate. So if you do feel that way, definitely call somebody at Pure Funding, because we send out loan estimates so you know what you're getting into.
Yeah, and I would say so the takeaway here is, the advice for homeowners that are on the fence is one, get in touch with a loan officer, give us a call. We'll
Mhm,
build a mortgage plan that
mhm,
outlines what your goals are, where we think you need to be in order for that deal to make sense. Like, we're going to understand, are you escrowing? How long do you plan on being in the house? What's your current rate? What current mortgage product are you on now? What's the
Mhm,
term, 30 or 15? Do you want to change that? Do you need to access
mhm,
any equity in the house? So we run through all these scenarios, and it isn't a thing where like you have to make a decision. Am I going
right,
ahead now? No, it's really a tool to say, all right, now I have a better understanding of where the market is today.
exactly.
What are the factors that going into making a good refinance decision? And I know that I reach out to Willis or Clark or anybody at Pure Funding, they're going to give us a true loan estimate, so there's no surprises. That sounds like the
Yeah,
big takeaway here.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
Good stuff, Willis. Well, thanks so much. So anybody out there that's thinking about it or on the fence or just has questions, you leave us a comment. We're happy to message you. Happy to get on a call and walk through a mortgage plan, understand your current scenario, and make sure you're set up for success when hopefully we start to see a more rapid decline in rates that we can strike when the opportunity presents itself. So,
Mm.
Willis, thanks so much as always for your knowledge, and we look forward to chatting again soon. Thanks everybody for giving us a follow and listening in. Willis, have a great day. Have a great day, everybody out there. We'll see you, Willis.
Yeah, bye.